Well, let's get back, and I know you've been waiting for a while. Let's hear what you have to say, sir.
C. Allen Johnson. I'm the senior spokesman for Alliance for Change, the civic, social, community, and political activist, 21st century activist group. I have a couple of information for you to have. I guess you could rewind the tape when you get back to it. First of all, I think for the government, we must establish in law an integrity commission. One that police the police, that police our businesses, that police more so our politicians. Clearly, we live in a small society, and we have an endemic problem concerning integrity in our country. The criminals knows what goes on. We in the community knows what goes on. What we have to do also is this. To be in the 21st century, this is a similar process called crowdsourcing. We need to engage crowdsourcing from a technological standpoint. And that is basically, if you Google the meaning of it, it means for you use the collective intelligence of the entire Bahamas, not just in this room, but you use it 24 hours a day, utilizing technology. We are one of the most digitally prepared countries in the world. Just use one information, one piece of crowdsourcing. You can actually, and you have thousands of terabytes of unused data in every single neighborhood. We could put IP cameras on the end of every house, on lampposts that point down the street, that use it, that give IP addresses to the police, to see everything that goes on in every single neighborhood, and it's locked and sealed using the cloud. Okay? What we have to do is we have to fund the prison, we must fund the police, we must fund the court, we must fund the one-man NIA, and we must fund education. I listened to the budget. They give you the $100,000, but I think you need about 15 to 20 million to start. What we need to do is put in perspective. In the Bahamas, I understand the laws on guns. It's simple. As long as guns are outlawed, only outlaws will have guns. We need to redefine our right to carry arms. We need to invoke programs such as STEP, Systematic Training for Effective Parenting. The Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, to which I belong to, has a program called NAILS that engage young men. Mentoring and leadership equals success. We need to engage the community organization as part of the crowdfunding ideal. What we have to do is we need to engage an education system. Our education system is rooted in 19th century concepts in the 21st century Bahamas. What we have to do is we need to reform our education system that embraces empowerment. We need to reform our financial laws. When we talk about economic empowerment, we need to develop a national development plan in which Bahamians can buy into that vision. We need to develop a national economic plan that allows Bahamians to have access to the exact same resources that foreigners in our countries do. We need to be able to have access to global capital. There's things in the marketplace which are similar to crowdsourcing. That's called crowdfunding. We have hyperfunding that could fund millions and hundreds of millions of dollars that can fund these nonprofit agencies. We have crowdfunding that businesses up to $1 million can get funding to start, utilizing the same resources that we give these heads of agreement to these individuals. Let's begin to have a national economic plan that incorporates Bahamian into that plan. What we need to do is we need to have one crime plan. I have a crime plan from the Prime Minister, the Commissioner of Police, National Security, the F&M, and the DNA if you count the lynching. And we need to have one plan that can be combined and it has synergy across the entire board. But when we talk about crime, we always talk about addressing crime. What we have to do is we need to address the fundamental issues of why crime happens. We should not be seeking to grow the police force nor grow the prison. What we should be seeking to empower Bahamians that they become obsolete. Social service, I hear the government have an active screaming about the ability to expand social services. What we need to do is we seek a plan to eliminate social services, reduce the police force, reduce the prison force, because empowered people do not turn to crime. I have a host of other different things. I'm going to reach out to you. I've been trying and trying and trying, but now we are an organized force, embracing 21st century technology. You will hear us, because it's our goal to restore the vision of our fathers and to reclaim the dream they promised us. I know what crime is. My father was murdered in Super Value in 1984. House has been broken into. I have a brother that has been kidnapped and tied up, and I can go over and over and on again. I am well familiar with it. We should not have this in a country this small and ending. Just to the police department, the World Health Organization classifies 30 homicides per 100,000 individuals as a war zone. In New Providence alone, when you hit 105 murders, you are considered in armed conflict. We must first recognize our position and stop denying it so we can plot a path to where we want to be. But you must first know where you are to know where you want to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson.